If I could write my own schedule, I would work 3 to 4 days a week. I would work one night on Expo, just conducting my kitchen, being the symphony, right? 2 nights as a line cook, just getting my ass beat in kitchen purgatory and making the food that I designed and actually being the person that's preparing it for my customers. And then like 1 day of prep where I'm just making sure that my team knows what these recipes are supposed to be like, that they have everything they need. Essentially just invest time in each aspect of my kitchen and make sure that I know that my strongest resources aren't necessarily my recipes at times at this point. It's more so the ability I have to invest in the people that are in my kitchen and making it the workplace that it is, because I know when they come in, they care and try harder because they want to be there. And that is like one of the biggest things that I've been thinking about, even with scaling up from the current operation to a brick and mortar, right? I have 6 total employees right now. I'll probably be going up to 18 or 20 for a 7-day operation, 10 to 12 hours of business a day, right? That means that my time and attention is being diluted by that many more people, right? So it means my crew knows me not as well as they used to. On the individual level, do they believe and do they see the vision the same way I do? So I know that ultimately what I contribute most to Ramen del Barrio is myself and just the love that I have for it, because it inspires love for it from others too. And that is like, I think if I had one restaurant and I were netting an actual true profits $200K a year, I would be so happy right there. I don't need to have 5 different restaurants running for me to net $1 million in profit a year. I don't even know what I would spend the money on right now. Like if I analyze my current needs, like I would travel a lot, eat lots of delicious food, take care of myself, but I'm a relatively modest person when it comes to the things I want. I grew up in a modest family. Like my parents struggled financially for a huge portion of my life. There were never fancy excursions. The only fact that we were traveling back and forth between Mexico and Maine was for work. They would work the busy season in Maine and they would work the busy season in Mexico. It wasn't exactly like a leisurely trip all the time. So I think, there are 2 things I've kind of considered for the next step for RDB, and one of them is to open a second location. And knowing my history, I'm a permanent resident of Mexico. My family owns property there. I can work there legally. Mexico City would be a pretty cool place to open another.
That would be fucking awesome.
Right? It's Chilangolanda. It's 60 degrees year round, up in the mountains. It's beautiful, and there's a mecca of culture there, so it would be appreciated. It would be understood because people know what ramen is there. Obviously, they know what Mexican food is there.
For sure.
So I think that would kill it there. Now, I don't know the difference between Mexico City and Juarez as far as how you deal with the cartel, but I'm too stubborn to ever pay protection money. So if that were to like arise, I would just say, no, I'm good, bro. I'm just gonna not open this. I'm not gonna do that, because I've dealt with that growing up in Mexico once or twice, just a few bumps with the cartels, and it's not something that I want to be part of my life, and I refuse to allow it to be to the best of my ability, because I'm a good person. I'm not a perfect person, but I do believe in law and justice, and I certainly don't believe in bullies being able to just enforce their will on others by force. And I'm not gonna live in a place that can happen, because my parents have gotten like messages through like WhatsApp for their restaurant, like deposit money or this or that, and they ignore them. But I have friends in Juarez that own restaurants there, and they do pay like $1,000 a month in protection fees. And it's not even about the money; it's the principle. Like
you can't be on this lot without my permission.
I can't. I can't do that. It would just hurt my ego and my pride too much, and my sense of good and justice. And I'd do something stupid. I would do something stupid, like think I could stand up to them,
and then get
killed.
Be no more Ramen del Barrio. At least wait for another year, because you want to join the 27 Club on that one. I also think Mexico City. Do you think it would be? Because I feel like the Mexico City food scene is like a full tier higher than Austin.
I disagree.
Really?
I I think what people get wrong about a lot of foreign cities, at least in my experience, because I have now traveled to Vietnam, I have traveled to Japan, I've traveled to Korea, and I've obviously spent a ton of time in Mexico and the United States. And I think a lot of these international cities are meccas of their own food. And there will be pockets of really, really good food, obviously, because there's more restaurants in Tokyo than I could ever visit in a lifetime. So who am I to judge the actual temperature of the room as far as quality? But in my experience, I had Italian food in Saigon and it was mid. I've had Chinese food in Korea and it was mid. Yeah. Right. I've had 1,000% better Italian food here in Austin, which isn't saying much. Yeah. There's not that much good Italian food here. I've had better Italian food here than I've had abroad. And I think just because, like, say, like, the Japanese are really, really good with food and they're disciplined and they treat it as an art and craft doesn't mean they're well versed in all of these international things. I think international culture gets diluted no matter what border it crosses. And it has inaccuracies to what it's actually trying to be, or maybe it's even logistics as far as acquiring the right ingredients, right? Like, you go to Japan or almost any Asian country and you order a clam pasta dish, you're not going to get little necks. You're going to get Manila clams because that's the locally sourced clam. Yeah. It's not the same thing. It's not as briny, in my opinion. That doesn't mean
bacon there is like really fucking
bacon's
different.
Weird, right? So, like, and then even in Mexico City, I had some great tacos in Mexico City, but I hit up a bunch of highly recommended places, and I've had better tacos here in Austin. There were a few incredible spots that were blowing me away, like the lady just making tlayudas right there on the plancha with the blue and black corn blends, and that was the most delicious meal I had there. And there is incredible food in Mexico City. I'm not saying I mean, it's such a massive city, and I haven't even experienced even a fraction of either Austin or Mexico City's food, but I think Austin actually has a really good food scene. What it lacks, I think, is a little bit more of different ethnic cuisines. Like, we probably have too many omakase shops.
Yeah, for sure.
We don't have enough Vietnamese restaurants doing things for Vietnamese people. Because I think, like, that's, like, something I picked up on, like, in Houston and Dallas, is that there are these massive populations of these individual ethnicities. And so much so that the restaurants that make the food are by the people for the people, and that changes everything, because then it's not being catered to white people that can't handle spice. It's not giving a shit about your dietary accommodations. The price is something that is comparable in the hearts and minds and wallets of the people they're trying to serve, right? Because, you know, a banh mi here in Austin can run you 12 to 15, and in Houston, some of the best I've had, it's like buy 3 get 1 for free at like $18. Right? And they're loaded, you know. So I think every city on the planet has good food because there's good food everywhere. I think the issue with Austin's food scene is it's grossly overpriced. It's like disgustingly overpriced. And there are a lot of restaurants that I would deem to be good food had they not like absolutely taken advantage of me financially on the way out.